What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am talking my weekly sneaker rotation. Now, you already know this should be week 124 to the best of my knowledge. And if you guys haven't been living under a rock, I started this series off at the beginning of the year of 2023. And here we are, we're on week 124. Now, of course, again, if I didn't say this in the beginning, y'all definitely smash that like button and sub to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Again, make content about sneakers, but yeah, started this series off in 2023 and here we are right here. So pretty much if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the chat and or the comment section, I should say, and it is free to sign up. Or of course we continue, like I give you guys a sneaker rotation if you want to get a sneak peek there, but also we got a sports section, a food section, you name it, right? Okay, and of course the music section, you know I've been keeping up with Music Monday as well. But anyway, man, enough rambling. Let's just go ahead and get into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday, right? Okay, so pretty much I don't want to waste you guys' time because this one right here should be probably a quick one. And I know I say that each and every week, but we had a lot of rain this week, right? Okay, so pretty much that should be your hint right there. But anyway, pretty much on Saturday, the kid had to go to the chop shop, and probably by the time I'm shooting this video, time to go again. So I brought out a shoe that I will say, not necessarily my favorite, but I do kind of treat them like beaters. But then again, I don't wear them in the rain. And I'm talking none other than my Air Jordan 2, and these are the Union LAs, and these right here are the Ratatan colorways. Now, I remember people were going crazy for this, and you probably rarely see people rocking these, but we're in fall. No, we're not in fall. We are in spring/summertime, but technically spring in my area. And in spring, we do get a lot of rain, but it didn't rain that day. So pretty much I rock these right here. Y'all know me, I'm a major sucker for the color yellow in general. So with that being said, these right here kind of give me off-white vibes with that tongue right there, the way they get these guys right here. But overall, we'll say this is the one and only two in my collection. And I will say every time that I wear these joints, I do get a lot of compliments. So I feel like I did pick for this to be the one and only two. I think I did it right. If I had to go back and grab another pair, I would say I wouldn't mind having the Chicagos and or the off-white Chicagos, right? Okay, so that's just something, not trying to be a hype beast, but I will say I wouldn't mind having a few twos in my collection. I will say this. Comfortability on these are actually pretty nice, right? Okay, if you don't own a pair of twos and you are looking for something comfortable, these are hit, man. I think these are dope and definitely retro vibes with these. So maybe later down the road, I probably will be looking for the off-white twos on the back end, paws or something. Even though Chicago's, even though they kind of set, but I feel like I could probably find them at a decent price on the resale market. But this was my Saturday shoe, was the Air Jordan 2 Union LA Ratatan. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Sunday. Now y'all know I do my very best to at least try to relax on the weekend, or at least find one day to relax. And Sunday, I do prep for the beginning of the week. However, I do my very best to make sure that I also just get some downtime, right? Okay, because doing this content and working a full-time job, it can be draining, right? So pretty much, y'all know I'm going with this one right here. Yeezy Slide vibes right here all single day. These joints are definitely been to you know what and back, but I will say super duper comfortable. And yes, I paid resale for these back in 2021, but I don't regret it. I definitely feel like I've gotten my money worth, and I'm still gonna rock these now and keep these by the door. This is what I consider like my house shoe, right? Okay, or running to the store real quick, or pretty much just running a quick errand that really doesn't require me to get out the car, per se. So this is my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy Slide, and this is the pure colorway. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Monday. This is pretty much the only day I feel like that it did rain, but I made it before it started, which I kind of look now. Now when I look at the weather app, I try to look at the time that it's anticipated, right? Okay, is it always right? No, but this one I think they actually got it right. So Monday, right back at work, full-time job. kissed that than none other than the Air Jordan 3 Fire Reds. Nike check on the back of these, and again, there's another person that's into sneakers just as much as I am. This is where I work at, and they pretty much gave me a compliment on their joints, and they know how these are, man. So this is true. I feel like it did take a minute to sell out, and I feel like a lot of people did slap on these, but me, I had to have them. Y'all know I'm a major sucker for the color red. At this point, you should already know that. It's my favorite color. But again, very versatile, and I am very selective with my threes. And at this point, you're probably saying like, yo, you're probably selective with all of your sneakers. And at this point, yes, I am, right? Okay. Talking to some of the OGs in my building, they're like, yo, you're doing the right thing, because you could easily end up like me. You have so many and you don't even know where to start. So I'm trying my very best to keep it somewhat contained, right? Okay. But this is my Monday shoe, Air Jordan 3 Fire Reds. Super duper comfortable. I will say it took a second to break in, but now these are pretty much a good shoe that I feel like I don't wear enough, but when I put them on, I feel like they definitely hit. So this was my Monday shoe. Cool, now we're gonna move right along to Tuesday, and pretty much I'm not even gonna hold you guys for the rest of the week. Rain, 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 rain. I've been in and out of it all week, and at this point, I think you just kind of get used to it, right? And I'm not even tripping, so pretty much Tuesday, right back to work. Stepped in the Air Jordan 11 Gammas. This is the earlier, older pair. Now, I know we are anticipating a new pair here in 2025, but this one, production date on this one, if I can find it real quick, which is on the side of the shoe, 2013. So these joints have been produced since then. And I will say this, I don't regret these. Very versatile shoe. At one point, my previous coworker, I should say, this was arguably my favorite in my collection. Now, I don't regret these, and I feel like, yeah, when we get that 2025 release with the higher patent leather cut, I'm gonna be a sucker for those just as well. So overall, dope shoe. And I will say this, and I think if Dunks was still doing a live, or if I was talking to Dunks, which I still do, but if Dunks would probably look at these like, this is probably a very versatile shoe, because Dunks is a sucker for all black. I know he switched it up over time where he started trying other colors, which should just come with the game. I used to be all black in this particular colorway and black and red too, but you do get to the point where you do want to try other things as well. So yeah, but I still like my old faithfuls is all black is what I was trying to get at. So this was the Gammas for pretty much my Tuesday. All right, cool. Now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday. Again, scheduled for rain, and I didn't want to bring out necessarily my most recent pair, which would have been from 2018, but I brought out the ones from 2011. That's your hint right there. Another patent leather 11, and I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 11, and these are the Concords, my old faithfuls. These are my babies, man. Still timeless classic, and yes, I can see that it's starting to yellow a little bit. I don't know if the camera's gonna do this any justice, but I don't regret these. This shoe is timeless classic, and I'm probably gonna hold on to these until they technically fall apart. And yes, I have the 2018 pair, and yes, I put them in rotation from time to time when the weather is right. I feel like 11 is kind of one of those, on feet, they always look nice. When the light hit them, they always look good. When they in the front of the camera, they always look good. And rumors is that's Michael Jordan's favorite silhouette. I don't know if it's true or not, but rumors is that's why you don't see a lot of collabs, if any collab, with the 11. And the only one that I know of, and y'all feel free to correct me as well, and that's the one that Drake did, but that's supposed to be a friends and family, but don't quote me on that, even though I know we've seen in the past where certain people claim they have it, and I'm gonna just leave it right there, right? Okay, so pretty much this was my Wednesday shoe, was an Air Jordan 11 Concord. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Thursday. This is a shoe that I was debating on selling, but then Dunks and a couple other people, including a sneakerhead that I work with, told me you did the right thing by keeping them. He even has a pair as well, and I'm talking about the sneakerhead in my building, and I'm talking none other, Air Jordan 11 again, because I told you guys how the weather was coming. Pretty much the Air Jordan 11 Windlike 96s, all red, except for the bottom white sole, which I would say would have low key, I wouldn't have been mad if they would have just went on and knocked out the whole joint in all red. Maybe they'll do something like that in the future, or maybe I've seen it where some people do a custom where they did and let the bottom be gum bottom. I don't know if Jordan Brand's gonna duplicate that or do anything similar to that, probably not, but it's a shoe where I went back and forth, but that red, it seems to always make me think and get to me. I have been having a little bit more self-control recently, but you know, sometimes these right here, I was about to sell them, but every time I had them in the box ready to go, that, like, honestly, not only did I convince myself, the people around me convinced myself, and I don't regret that I kept them, man. So I put these in rotation a lot more than what I think. So pretty much this was my Thursday shoe, and this is the Air Jordan 11 Windlike 96s. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Friday. Arguably, this could be considered one of the best Air Jordan 11s of all times. Like I guys told you, the rain, it definitely wasn't in my favor this week, but at the same time, it's still, you gotta do what you gotta do. I still had to get up and go to work. I still had to do other things, run errands. You know, it is what it is. So pretty much on Friday, right back to work, and I brought out the Air Jordan 11 Breads. Now, my pair, the camera may not do this any justice, but it's time for a good cleaning on these. But right now, they're holding up, man. These are my old Fables, and these are the one, if I'm not mistaken, 2012 on these guys. And last time we seen them drop after that was 2019. I would like to see us get a fresh pair of these come pretty soon, you know what I'm saying? With a high patent leather cut. Because if I'm not mistaken, the ones in 2019 still had that low patent leather cut, and then they started doing the high patent leather cut after that, okay? But granted, if you base it off the 2018 joints, they had a high leather patent cut. So I don't know why they didn't do it with these right here, but maybe it's because these just didn't have it, what have you, right? Okay, now I know we've seen the low breads come here and there, but at the same time, dog, I would rather have these right here, the high joints of how they just, what I'm used to coming. Now I know some people say we've seen Jordan play in the lows. Me personally, we've seen a mixture of a lot of things as well. So I don't know, you got to take it with a grain of salt. And last time we've heard Jordan himself speak on it was the documentary, like The Last Dance. And you still feel like they're still missing information because he didn't necessarily come out and just say everything, right? Okay. So pretty much this was my Friday shoe, was an Air Jordan 11 Bread. Cool, pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.